Onze dangvam mambayo janzu do
Biazrangbam.
ni kwama kankana
Kankaran Vadiabana.
to ni gwa to onze mabai atung tao so the nezika. So while we still wait for others to join, I think if we still have some few discussions we want to make, we can, or if someone wants to maybe say something before we start though. Yeah, actually Friday. Yeah, check out
Well, well, actually, no, for now. I don't have any much since we are just all of us were in-house people.
Yes.
Basically, I don't have much to say right now. So we just hope.
Okay.
Let's hope where others join.
Okay. So no problem. Let me let me set some let me set something up, set the screen up so that in case
Okay.
I'll need to share something.
Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, sirs.
Good evening, Madam Linda.
Sir,
Lily,
thank you.
Well,
Sir,
good evening and
happy
happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Uh,
thank you, sir.
Honestly, the whole birthday thing skipped my mind. I wasn't too active
yeah.
today. I have a lot of other things I was running after. So my apologies, please. I'll call you after the call.
Okay, sir, no problem.
This is well.
Welcome.
Amen. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Welcome. Yeah. Um,
Thank you very
so
much, sir.
yeah,
So how you feel?
welcome. So I think we are about six here, and I don't know about Tyap is not here yet. Oh, actually Friday. Sorry, Kiana Anayanshu.
Ah,
Actually, about Tyap. Kiana Yanshu.
okay, young.
Eh, okay. Okay, sorry, let me try something out. Like this is my first time to practicalize or experiment on the Telegram group call. So I want to
Okay.
share my screen. Yeah, I want to share my screen. I don't know, can you see my screen, my Google
Yes,
screen?
yes, we are
Oh,
seeing your screen.
perfect. Wow, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, so I want to show you um
Meanwhile,
how the homepage.
I've called him. He will join us in a moment.
Okay, okay, super. Go ahead. So this is the home page of the Tyap Wikimedians user group, and this message or this very meeting is being recorded, and as people join us, they'll continue from where we started, and hopefully after this program we are going to have the recording available, and I don't expect this meeting to take so much time, maybe maximum 1 hour, maybe 6 o'clock zitia kuzakiana kumim zinyeni, but just um for notification's sake. You see, what we are talking about today is about publicity. How do we publicize the Tyap Wikimedians organization? And whatever you do, no matter the extent you do it, if people don't know about it, you see, it becomes like it's only you that is doing it, and they don't people will not appreciate it. But you see, when small things are done and then they are inflated in the media, you see that people will be happy about the progress. Um so the Tiabuki Medians user group, whenever you want to access this, just open to your Chrome browser or to any browser that you have. uh Chrome browser ba kiana na Google lao, kiana na diwao. No, my favorite browser is the Chrome browser. So I just go to it and just type Tiap. In fact, when you type Tiap alone, you see the list of items that will show you the Tyap Wikimedians user group is even okay. Sorry, because there was something added to it, but let's just browse Tyap and see. So you'll see that after the Tyap language definition, the next thing you see is the Tyap Wikimedians user group. That's to show you the volume of work that is happening in this Tyap Wikimedians user group. And you see other things like the Tyap Facebook, Tyap people, and so on and so forth. But when you click on the Tyap Wikimedians user group, you see the home page. Now I want it to look like a phone. So I go down my page here and I click on mobile view. Kanya mobile view analysis ajina nga onalini. So Tyap Wikimedians user group, and from the top here you see the main page, which is what we can see here. Up down, and then next to it you see members. When you click on members, Kanya members, finally, who are the members, who can become a member, you read it from up down, then it will take you also to a bylaw link. You click on this bylaw, it's going to take you to where the bylaws are. Now, for those of us who are members already, you have registered as a Wikimedian, but your name is not included as a member of our group here. You can see we have up to like 43 people here signed up as members. Who can be a member? Anyone who is interested uh, in supporting our dreams or is in support of our goals can be a member. It doesn't matter wherever you are from. You may not even be a real TAP speaker, but because there are other ways you can contribute to this very user group apart from in the TAP language. And some of those ways are you can create templates in the TAP Wikipedia, the TAP Wiktionary, or you can even link pages to Wikidata, or you can even create Wikidata items on our region here in Atia area, or in Southern Kaduna area, or in the Nenzit region. This our own area. And where is the Nenzit region? The Nenzit region is wherever you find the languages that are related culturally to Tiap, they are spoken. That's where you call the Tiap, the Nenzit region. And some of these languages spoken in the Nenzit region, apart from Tiap, Ju, um, you find Hiam, you find Tam, you find Adara, you find Izere, you find Berom, you find Rigwe. They are in states like Southern Kaduna area and Plateau State, parts of Bauchi, Nasarawa State, even a little part of the FCT and part of Niger State, and a little chunk down south of Kano State. That's the extent. If you are if you are to limit the Nyanzet region to only include the Platoid or the Plateau speaking languages. Now we also have cultural affinities with other areas um, um, beyond these states I mentioned, up to Taraba, up to parts of Adama, into the Cameroons, and in the Middle Belt. I think the only state that doesn't have a group that's related to the Nyanzit is only Kwara, but Kogi has it. The northern part in Basa, Kogi local government, Benue State, all over the Middle Belt, and a little part of the the northern part of Nigeria. So when you can add your name as a member of our user group by clicking on this pen tool. You see, I'll practicalize it, even though my name is here in number one, but I would want to demonstrate it to us. I'm already logged in. How do I know that I'm logged in? You see this humanoid figure is showing my name, and even it doesn't show my name, it doesn't show this humanoid figure. When I click these three dots, I'll see log in here, but login is not showing. So that means I'm logged in. And when I want to add my name, I'll go to these members. I'll click on the pen tool or you. I'll go down. You see there's a hash key there. You give a space and then you type in these four symbols. These symbols called the tilde. Type it 4 times. When you do that, you click on this blue arrow up there, and then you you may add a summary in the box, or you can just click on publish, and then you see that the name is now number 44. But I want to undo, so I click on this name, this last edited by, in that blue um, arrow area, I mean that blue band area, and then I click on undo to undo my edit. So I'll just click on publish changes here, and ngaona kyagnu by Aboka Kuntani. So Ali Nili is now back to number 43. And for those of us who are here, we have not signed in as members. We can sign in your name there. However, we still have something called the membership form for our user group. That will be available to you as soon as our website gets built. We want to transition from analog to digital. Not that every time we want to get you your membership, or to get you as a member into our user group formally, then we'll begin to give you a paper to fill and all that. No, we want a situation whereby you can, wherever you are in this world, go on this very website that is going to be built, go to membership, click on the link to register yourself, and then you put in every information that you need to put in there, and then you pay in your dues as required annually, which is not really something much. For now, we have started with 500 naira for you to be a member. eh, That's to support our movement. And if you are blessed, you can give much more than that. There's no limit to how much you can give, but 500 naira is the minimum. Um, so if you click on this management, you see who the people involved in managing the user group are: the board of trustees members and the board of advisory members, the advisory board members. You see them here, and with time we keep on improving on this list. And then you see hubs here. You see the number of hubs we have at the moment. Right now we have just finished our program in the Tyap area, and the Tyap land hub has just been, the process has started, and we are going to conclude it on, hopefully on Monday. We'll inaugurate the leadership of Tyap land hub, and would announce who would head that very hub, so that the Wikimedia movement would continue to enlarge in the Atiap area, not just the Atiap land or the Atiap chiefdom alone, but all the regions that understand this common language that is called Tiap, that has the KCG code, um, which expands beyond that very chiefdom to even the Gorok speaking areas, the Sholyo speaking areas, the Takat, the Tuku, the Techarak, the Fantuam speaking areas. And, and it is our greatest desire that when we start this very uh, Wikimedia movement, we are not going to stop at only the Tiap language alone, but as soon as we are ready, which very soon we are, would expand up to you, and hopefully would have a you Wikipedia project begin anytime soon. And also, um, we have other languages like Yam, We have languages like Izere, we have languages like Rigwe, we have language like Adara. The languages are just so much, and it is this requires a good foundation to be laid, and we are laying that foundation with TIAP at the moment, so that when we are handling another language, we would have an idea about what to do and not just be going up and down like clueless people. So by the time this very site, this TIAP at your plant hub is created, you see it will turn to blue like you are seeing the Zaria hub. By the time I click on Zaria hub, you see it takes me to a new page, and in this Zaria hub, you see the sub main page is this one you are seeing here, and then the members. For those of us who are in Zaria, we have not signed up as members of the Zaria hub. Please do log in first, and then you know your username, you know your password. For now, we only have two people in Zaria signed up, and in Zaria we had a program that had up to over 40 signees, 40 people with new accounts created, and only two people are here. So please, if you are in Zaria or you participated in Zaria program, just come to this Zaria hub, click on the pen tool, and then add four tildes, one, one, two, three, four, Yulia. Then for the next person who is going to sign up, you also leave one more hashtag for him to or her to also put her four or his four tildes, and then you click on this blue arrow and click on publish. You see my name is adding as a member in the Zaria hub. You see, so that's how you do yours too. So when you go to the management team, you see the management team in Zaria. You see the chair here, and then the vice chair, the secretary, the financial secretary, and our grand patron in Zaria. So that's how we are going to also have the Tiap Land Hub design too. And then you look at this mini project. Yeah, you are going to see the edit art on this our very first project online that we did after the edit art on in I mean the physical in-person events finished in Zaria. And when you click on this, you're going to see the page where we participated, the information about who participated, when did the event start, January 2nd and ended on 31st of March. And then you see how to participate during the time it was still live, and then who participated. These are the list of people who participated and who are the top editors for the first week. You see their number of edits. You scroll, you see the second week, and then you see the third week of edit. So we're going to start this edit also in Atiap land by first by 8th of July, which is next Monday, as soon as the announcement of who was the highest editor, who were the highest editors is made, and later on that's going to follow up, and then you see the top weekly editors and what they were able to create during the Zaria edit out on. It was it was a situation whereby people created these items um, and articles in the TIAP dictionary or the TIAP Wikipedia on their own in their houses, and then they were supported with data so that they can continue to edit and not have the excuse that because I didn't have data, I couldn't contribute in the week. So that's how we run it. And then these are the organizers, and here is where to contact who if you get confused about one thing or the other. The very first point of call is our user group here where we are having this program. And this place, you see, it has brought me back. And then the second place is okay, that's actually the main place where you can contact. And if you are here in the group, of course you know who and who you know our phone numbers there because there are numbers there. Even if there's no phone number, you can write in the group and then you ask what you want to ask, and it will be answered you. And going back, so before going back, you see, we are going to have something similar like this for the Atiapland campaign beginning by Monday, and it's going to take close to 2 months. It may not be up to 2 months because we have another program, the Tyap Wiki Bootcamp, which we are going to have in August, and we we may want some space between the end of this program and that very event. So the online edit-a-thon may last just 1.5 months, maybe. And when you go to this headquarters, you can see headquarters here. This once you click on it, it's going to bring you back to the main page of the Tyap Wikimedians user group. So we started at hub here. You click on hub, it's going to take you around again. So that's how this one is going to be. For now, it has not been created. But before Monday, when you click on this place, you see that everything is working. And then we have our project events and meetups. By the time you click on this, you're going to see all our grant proposals because you see the event we run it on grants granted by Wikimedia Foundation and also by donations given by kind-hearted people, so we can be able to promote TIAP and expand the project. And when you go to project funded by Wikimedia Foundation, WMF, you are going to see all the programs we have been having since 2021. You click on any of the programs, it's going to take you to the home page and you see the event pages that we have created thus far from 2021 all up to the last program we had in Abinatia, which is this very one that you see ongoing, although it's supposed to be changed from ongoing, but that page will be edited. And so you can click on this to look further into other items that are there. And then our next event, you can see it in August, Tiap Wiki Bootcamp. So we are going to hopefully have another meeting to let you know about this very program more, and then hopefully we can be able to recruit people from the TAP speaking areas. What this program entails basically is that we're going to house a number of people, 12 people in a house, and these people will do nothing, they will speak nothing but TAP throughout their stay there. And as they speak TAP, they edit in the TIAP Wikimedia's, I mean the TIAP Wikimedia projects like the TIAP Wikipedia, the TIAP Wiktionary, and then edit TIAP language in the TIAP Wikidata site. And hopefully they can also contribute to the TIAP phrase book, improve it, and the TIAP Wikibooks, anything TIAP project, these people are going to improve it in 7 days, 7 days, and anyone who speaks any other language apart from TIAP is going to be penalized. And when one keeps on breaking up to like 3 times, then that person gets evicted and you may not have the chance to be present in the next boot camp that is going to happen next year. So we would have wanted to have this boot camp up to 3 times in a year, but our funding, we need funding to do that. So hopefully when we're able to have people who would sponsor the boot camp after the first one, and people see it's good, then hopefully we get more sponsors to sponsor it. Then maybe we'll make it twice in a year or 3 times in a year, as much as we can, as much as the money can take us. And you see, at the end of this boot camp, we expect that people would be very good in editing with their Wikipedia or their Wiktionary or Wikidata, whichever project one chooses, and someone would also be good in the spoken tier because we want a situation whereby someone from the tier language development board will be present, you know um, um, what do you call this English word? Um, preferably an elderly person who knows how to speak the language very well, to be present, so that those of us who are still struggling with the accent and the writing will be able to improve, to a very good extent after that very project in August. And so basically, this is what this page on project events and meetups entails. And just to say something else again, at the end of this very year, in December, we're going to have a general meetup. We're going to choose a very good place where we'll just refresh, um, probably somewhere, like an amusement park, or something somewhere very interesting that uh, we can all relax and um, meet all people who are participating in this user group, who create programs, or who edit in Tyap language in Tyap Wikimedia project. And then these partnerships, you click on partnership, is going to take you to our present partnership. Who are those people that would partner with? Apart from Wikimedia Foundation, we have the Tyap Language Development Board, which helps us in fixing things that have to do with the Tiap language, because you see, this is a language project and we are dealing with spellings here, we are dealing with pronunciations, and we can't just be working on our own without synchronizing with the Tiap Wikimedia official body. And I mean, not the Tiap Wikimedia, the Tiap language official body, and the Tiap Wikimedia. Sorry, Wikimedia is, I'm used to Wikimedia. So the TIAP Language Development Board is actually this body that supports us um, in terms of materials, in terms of advice, and all that. So we also hope to have the Grok language or the literacy board of Grok, also Sholio board. If Antuam also later has their own language board, we also partner with them, and as many as we can, even the here, as we expand, we also have more partners, and by the time we have funding partners, even the federal government or the state government, or even the ministries, the federal ministries like the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, Ministry of Women Affairs, when we are able to partner with them, which we would, we also include them as our partners. And if hopefully we are able to partner with cultural organizations, maybe let's say UNESCO, um, or maybe big, you know other organizations, we also include them as our partners. And then we have the report, because you see, we are an organization registered with the federal government of Nigeria. So we usually make annual reports between last year and this year. Oh, sorry, my audio was, but I'm more audible right now. Nifong Nunga
Yes.
Monica.
Yes, the fine.
Sorry, the audio is well,
But it's okay now. We can hear you.
okay. So I'm using an earphone that doesn't have a speaker. I don't know how this design was made, but let's please manage this for now, and I will try as much as possible to shout so we can be able to hear this very conversation. So the one you see in red is the report for this very year. This very year, that's 2023, up to this very month, rather this very month, because from this month or next month, we are going to have 2024 to 2025 report. And by the time you click on 2022, 2023 report, you are going to see the events we had throughout from 2022 June up to July 2023. You see the changes we have made, and you see um, mm, um, the future ambitions, or rather the future what you call it, the future plans we had as of that very period. And before the end of this month, we're also going to have the 2023-2024 report also done here in anticipation for 2024-2025. And then lastly, we see our bylaws. The bylaws speak about the rules and regulations guarding the Tyap Wikimedians organization. You see all the laws that we have here up to the very end where you see the board of trustees and advisors signed to endorse this very law. And this law is not static. It keeps on being improved over and over. So I believe I've spoken enough. I don't know if there's anyone who has a question before I'll hand over the mic to Tony Friday to introduce our ambassador, Afayatia, to the podium. So, any question? Aimbie kyan gunan kadania. So, if there's
None
no
from my end,
question,
sir.
okay, okay, right. So, Tony Friday, Diana,
Then share the button phone.
okay.
Okay, your screen, you're still sharing your screen though.
Let me close it.
We really appreciate you for that presentation. The
Okay.
It's quite enlightening for those of us who have actually not been navigating the main user page. So the user group, main user group meta page. I believe now we have seen reasons why we should actually go through them so that we can get ourselves enlightened. So basically today we are supposed to have a very insightful and community kind of engagement. But sadly, I can see that one of our guests, our very important guest, Bernard Nathaniel, also known as Tyap, who is supposed to be a part of this call, but he has been quite on and off. The call maybe basically that could be due to network. So I don't know why, but he was supposed to be here so that we can open a new chapter of publicity for the Tyap Wikimedia user group. So I think that's one of the cardinal reason why we are having this call today. But sadly, he is not on the call. So I think maybe you will just give me a couple of minutes. Let me try to reach out to him again to know what could be the problem. So please, let me try to reach out to him again.
Okay, no problem. So maybe before actually Friday will go and
Yeah,
come back,
Mfunga.
I'll continue. I'll continue with
Okay.
where I stopped, and just to give us a hint about the reason why we are having this very meeting, or one of the reasons we are having it, is because we see since we started this very program in 2021, or since our user group started preparing to be launched live, which happened in 2022 or 2023, we have really been operating on a low key. And whenever we have programs, we finish programs, we don't see our programs online. Even some of our people who are supposed to publish these very programs, we don't
Please,
see it
Mr. Levy, I can't hear you. I don't
happening.
know. Others hearing
Sorry,
you.
is it only actually for
I don't
Genesis
know.
that's not hearing me well?
I can't hear you at all.
Or can anyone hear me better?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. I actually reached out to him. He was just as we thought. His network is really terrible. but he will
Okay.
try joining the call again.
Okay. So, but to the fact you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So, to Genesis, kado speaker wa be problem wa yana kyake earphone anti. So, while while he does that, um, the one of the reasons why we are having it, so I think Tyap is present, and it will be good if he takes on from here. So, one mobile mapana actually you can
One.
speak. Yeah, kado
Okay, kurang.
eh okay.
Kankarang Barat actually.
Yeah, okay.
So we have been expecting you on the call earlier before now, but
Yes,
we understand that the network can be so tricky sometimes,
yes, sir.
which is quite
Yes, sir.
understandable. So
Mm.
now that you are here, we would like to actually go deep into the main reason why we are having this meeting today, so
Okay,
that
okay,
we will know. But before then, I would like to introduce the people you are seeing on the call.
okay,
Uh, First of all, we have Kambai Akau, that is the Executive Director of the Tyap Wikimedia User Group.
okay,
Uh, Along here, we also have our Secretary, which is Linda. Her full name is Linda Bello. She is the Secretary
okay,
of the Tyap Wikimedia User Group.
mm,
And myself speaking, I am also the Project Manager of the Tyap Wikimedia User Group. And we have Valentine, also known as Yambuat. He is
mm,
the Field Officer of the Tyap Wikimedia User Group. And we have MC Genesis Mashan.
yeah,
Okay, is also the member of the advisory board of the Tiabuke Media User Group. So, Chad, you are seeing there is also our member, but a community member who is also an active editor of the Tiabuke Media User Group. So, we are
oh,
all here. It is an in house something. So, whatsoever we'll be discussing here, please feel free to drop whatsoever bullet point you need to drop. So there's
okay,
no fear, there is nothing to be panic of. We're all in house and we know ourselves.
it's okay.
So thank you very much. And for those of
Uh,
us who doesn't know who Bonat is, Bonat is a content creator and an activist of the Tiap language. He has been very active on social media in the promotion of the Tiap language. In his page is popularly known as Afai Tiap. If you go to Facebook or other social media networks, you are just going you see him as a Tiap. So he's an active promoter of the Tiap language. So we brought him here on the call so that he will share with us as well as advise us on the best way to actually promote our activities, which is the activities of the Tiabuki Media User Group. So by way of recognizing him, he's also not he's from this moment now he's to serve as the ambassador because he has been a very active follower and an enthusiast of the Tiab language. So sir, you are welcome to be a part of this team, and we are very
thank you,
happy to have you among us.
thank you
So
very much.
please, we'll now give the floor to you so that we'll see how we can best transform this our activities to go live so that people they can have a wider reach and wider acceptance. So that's why we are having this conversation. So we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Actually,
First and foremost,
okay, so
yeah, first and foremost, I will have to apologize for joining very late.
okay,
As you can see, I'm on costume. I'm on set already. We're shooting this very evening, and so the weather, and then I think the network joined up together made it
okay,
almost impossible for me to join the meeting. But thank God that now I'm on board. I'd like to first of all say I am very honored to be called by the board to serve as an ambassador. being ambassador for any brand or any product is actually a heavy tax on any content creator or artist or whoever you could find. And I thank God because what I'm being called to do is something that already is in progress, even
Mm.
and on a personal note. So I like to say this: what people see the most is what they they frequent. What people see the most is what they frequent. That means that Wikipedia needs to be visible.
Yes.
Visibility should be the access point for Wikipedia. And let's start it from the grassroots.
Mm.
Starting Wikipedia from the grassroots is one. Can we get sensitive signposts in a Tiap chiefdom, a central place like Samaru Runabout to be precise, and get a flex of Wikipedia on one of those billboards with your ambassador on it, and then every of your brand that is that is being sent to uh, Wikipedia, the face of Wikipedia will show on that roundabout. That roundabout is connecting to almost 3 or 4 states. And so by the time you have a signpost in that place, everybody coming from that place will have a knowledge that Wikipedia, the originator, is from this land. And those within the environment there will know that really Wikipedia is a program that is ongoing for the progress of Ethiopia. Are we there? Secondly,
Yes.
we have to talk about contents. You can never stop talking about Wikipedia if you have if you can really stop talking about Wikipedia in no distant time if you have limited contents that come on your board every day. And these contents must be short and being publicized on a weekly or daily basis on different
Mm.
formats, on different methods, and in different aspects of TIAP. Now, the thing is, when you have an ambassador to every of your brand, it means that that duty is on his shoulder to shoot
Mm.
content, to create awareness, to talk about the product itself. It's on his shoulder as a content as an ambassador. And then can we now begin to talk about events where we visit schools, secondary
Mm.
schools, primary schools to talk about because Wikipedia on the outside can actually be effective. But when you bring it back home and you sow it in the life of these young kids that are coming on board, they grow with it and then it becomes a burden for all of them. We are not saying that they should include Wikipedia as a curriculum in a TIAP schools. That might be a little bit difficult, but if you can access some certain schools and then they give us some periods to talk about Wikipedia and talk about lessons, I think it's going to be productive on my own perspective. Secondly, I believe the third thing I would like to talk about, I just hope we are taking note. If our secretary is taking note, we have a wider spread of Atia people all over Nigeria and even outside. And one of the strongest things that has connected these Atia people is the meeting they have, both the youths and the old parents. Can we begin to penetrate these people and get people representative from each state? Let those people on that state like Abuja give us representative from their meetings branch before we come to the state level. If each branch in Abuja can give us 4 persons that it is mandatory for them to come and work on Wikipedia as sent ambassador from those representatives from those places, and they come and have the knowledge of Wikipedia. I think when we go back to our branches, it is going to be very, very good. Now, if we gather up all of those people and we're able to have them on one meeting, before you know, you have a spread of Wikipedia all over
Mm.
because everybody will talk about it and everybody will be committed to doing it. So we've done I guess the last program we did was in Samaru. Can we talk about having a program where you come to Jos and then you meet the Tia people in Jos, where you join both the youth and then the older ones, the elderly, and have representatives also from that place. Can we talk about Kano? Kano is having another population of Tia people. Can we talk about Katsina? Can we talk about the places, Taraba and the rest of them? Do we have this thing? Because it's when you have you have a representative that is talking about Wikipedia in another state that people from other states will begin to know that there is an existence in a children as Wikipedia. So these are some of the views that I have and my concern for Wikipedia, and I feel that it's going to be more effective if we're able to put on this thing. Mind you, for me being an ambassador, none of the contents that we're going to have on brand, if we don't have a wider spread of board that are going to spread the content, it might have a limit view. So if we have people that are already representative from all of those branches, that already we know that once we create a content and we put it on a platform, they are spreading it. They are on it, or as soon as the video drop, they are going to spread it. Then before you know it, in no distant time, you have it widespread. Yeah. So, and then there are key people. There are people that today you cannot do without them in a theater. Can we begin to make contacts to see how this content is not just created by mere people, but is being created with the influence of those people? I recently watched a content that was created by Aminu, that the Idoma boy Abi Igala guy, that
Yes.
he did with former senator of what's his name? Dino Melaya. That was a shoot up, that was a catapult for him. So can we have those kind of contents? I know in my reach I could really lay out some people that I said I that I know I can get out to. But what can the team, the management do about getting us connect to those people so that we shoot this content with them, and then the people outside, because the ordinary person in a Tiap Chiefdom right about now is looking at what you are doing like a waste of time. So I feel for now I'll post if I have any further question or contribution, then I'll receive it and then we'll see headways. If we're talking about possibilities, maybe there are questions that are going to be on board as possibilities might arise and some of those things. So let me hear from that view. From now, I think I'll hold on. Then maybe we'll start talking about strategies on how to approach those things. Thank you.
Okay, Chiolibana, thank you very much. You actually nailed quite a number of points, and honestly, we really appreciate your thoughts, your time for you putting these keynotes together. Your presentation is quite a heavy one. We appreciate you. So, before I go further, I don't know, Sir Levy, I don't know if you have any reaction to what he just said.
Okay, yes. So the guy of ITF Mang Aliana, and you have really added something to our knowledge or to our thoughts that we should work on. Like the case from the very beginning of the points you've made, like the case of having a billboard at Chunkwan, with an ambassador, with speaking about the Tiap language, the Tiap Wikipedia or Tiap Wikimedia. I think that's a very good thought, and I would hope that very soon we'll begin to work towards that, even though that involves a little amount of money, and I don't know, or I don't have an idea about the cost of launching a big billboard in the home area there. But over here in Abuja, it is really quite a very big budget, and I see that some big companies these days, they try to avoid the issue of spending so much money on big billboards and go through other means or other methods like network marketing to market their products,
instead of that billboard. But having a billboard still is still quite important, and we may not have to do it in a very big way, like giving it to a very big company or putting it in a billboard that's built with a metal for and that was erected by a company, and we spending like close to hundreds of thousands. But we can also hang it somewhere with maybe something that we can be able to afford. So I think we'll put that into perspective. And about the meeting with ATIAP representatives from different parts of the state that speak Tiap. I think we can do that gradually. Our user group is quite new, and we started like last year or last 2 years, and by Wikimedia standard, we are still a bit young, and nevertheless, uh, we still have a long way to go. And you see, before now, I don't know why actually Maski is not present, but there's something we're discussing with him about there are people in Niger State, that every year they usually have a meeting in Suleja, and they gather from all the local governments of Niger State, and it's a Tiap meeting, a Tiap people's meeting, and he's of the suggestion that why don't we actually visit one of these programs and introduce the Tiap Wikipedia to these people when they are gathered like that. And we are really working towards that, maybe towards the end of this month or next month, early next month or thereabout, or to do something, maybe even if it is just for a week in Suleja there, to introduce the TIAP language program. I mean the TIAP Wikipedia program, even though it's really not part of our budget. I don't know if we have spoken about this before now, but you see, we have a limited budget, and we can't go beyond what our power can take us financially. And except if we have people from among their people who would sponsor some of these activities, then we are just like powerless bulldogs who we may have the looks that we can do this, but no money in the pocket. So we also are working towards going to some of these influential people to get their support, even though not in a beggarly manner. I wish some of them are here, but we are doing our work as an NGO, and this is what NGOs do. NGOs, they look for support for people who are into the same line of thinking, and if you feel that you can be able to support the movement, well, you can do it according to your power. But if you can't do it, well, fine. It's not something we force anybody into supporting, but we still are going to do what we can to get some of these people um, to participate in our program. And about the example you cited about Aminu, the Gala guy, uh, that would be quite nice too, but we'll work towards it, because this suggestion is a new one, and we
Yeah.
have not really thought of it before. So hopefully when we are done with the meeting, then we begin to um, you know I don't know who, because we have a very good film director in Kaduna at the moment. If you know Toka Magbaru is resident. He stays both in Lagos and in Kaduna. And
Okay.
if you look at Nigerian movies, my goodness, this guy is amongst the best movie producers, I mean movie directors in Nigeria. So somebody like that would be of very good use to us, or of a plus to us, if we can, even though he's originally from Delta State, but he grew up in Southern Canada, so he's one of us. So um he shoots, or he wants shot a movie here in Quantum and Grove. He call it Kada River. So some of the actors were from our region here, and I hope or wish that very soon we can be able to get people like him, to work with you, so that we can be able to boost the whole thing, up. And I don't know. Let me stop here before I take so much time.
Of course,
Go
you are
ahead.
already taking so much time. So, thank you very much for your input. So, while we are having a conversation, I just saw actually Zwandian Bobai have joined the call. Actually, you are welcome, sir. And I'm seeing another name here, Andy Correct. Please, actually, Andy, if you are online and if you are listening to me, kindly introduce yourself, please. Thank you. Okay. It seems he's not online with us. Actually, you are welcome, sir.
Ngwai Zam.
Yes. So, based on the reactions from the executive director, I think now we'll move to the some of the headways because I believe you, Chole Bonat, might actually like to hint us or give us a hint on how to actually navigate some of these points that you have raised. What are the next step? Having released this bullet point to us, so what do you think we should do next going forward?
Okay, thank you very much. Coming to the billboards in Samarukata, they're actually
Yes.
being mounted by political zones, APC, PDP, and then Labour. Those parties are the most conquered party so far in politics in Nigeria today. And I could remember when I was having an event in January early this year, that's on the 3rd, I made an inquiry about that billboard. And to some extent, because of the knowledge of knowing, okay, this is our own, this is from us, a fight here. I think the committee, each of them have committee. PDP have their own committee, APC have their own committee, and then the rest of them. They told me I should come and mount it as long as it was me. Now, why am I trying to say this? The influence and the product that is coming on that board will inform the accessibility for us having that billboard. I think what we should be talking about is how do we get these guys to agree with us and align with us to know that the benefit of that thing is for the growth of a Tiap freedom. So it was not mounted by a company, it was mounted by politicians. And I believe among those politicians, we have some of them here that are followers already. And I think one of the secretaries that was, I think, one time secretary of the Polytechnic, Anuba Mali Polytechnic, the agri department in where we held our last program, I think he should be able to reach out to those people and then we should be able to know. That's one. Secondly, talking about having representative from branches, I think we could do well to first and foremost meet the national body of ACHAP, ACDA. If we're able to talk to ACDA, ACDA will give the go ahead of a letter asking all branches and their chairmen to pass this notification to all of those people that if we said it should be voluntarily, it might take us a bit time. But if we say they should select for us, then they will go into their caucus and know those that can be able to deliver this thing for us. Now, if ACDA are able to pass it to the national body, Youth Wing also will pass it to the branches, that is states all around, and then they will pass it to their branches. As I said earlier, I was once a branch chairman, and all of the instructions that came were coming from the states, and the states were receiving from the national body. And I think we have that. So if we are able to pile up these people, we can be able, because we cannot bring all of them to one place to assemble, let's say maybe we bring them home, we can do the favor of maybe just the board of trust, I mean, just the board and and us seeing them. We can create a timetable to be in Jos this time, and create a timetable to be in Kano this time, and then create a timetable to be in Exam. Now, I think that will help us endlessly. And I think the last way I feel we can have one, already one of the most passionate person that speaks and listen is John Gora.
Mm.
So John Gora was with us in the last event. I think having a content and having contact through John Gora is going to speak a lot to us having access to some of these people. And then having the I think the chairman to a Tyap literacy who was also around in our last meeting. I think having in touch with him also will speak very well because they are people that have been selected by TR people. They have been people that have been trustworthy by what they've done and what they are still doing. Even us having them and having to create content with them will give us a wider picture of what we are to do. So I feel these are some of the things that I can see for now that we can actually work on. Talking about the cost of our the cost and budget that you talked about, it's true. You cannot work outside the budget because you will not have thank you to give anyone. You will have to use your resources to get people to do what you want them to do. But then I feel if these persons are able to reach out from the ACDA level and then we get these individuals that are willing, I'm thinking we'll go far and we're going to go so far. But that of the billboard and some other networking, it's going to be very, very essential for us as we grow. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, actually. Honestly, we again appreciate you for all this roll down of where you have actually highlighted. Just as the director has said, we are going to put quite a number of them into consideration. So, just before I hand over the mic to the director, maybe I would like to ask the general floor if there's anybody that have any question or any contribution to what is being discussed so far.
Okay, maybe let me make a comment or two.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, very okay, sir.
Okay. I think some of the suggestions are actually good. Um, I only have this observation, and the observation is about this group of ours connecting with ACDA or the entire Chia people and community. I actually have been in this movement from the very beginning, and I can say from all I have observed and all I have seen and all I have heard from even people who are involved in in ACDA and even some groups like the Tyap Language Development Board, I can say authoritatively that they have actually not seen this our project as theirs, and then that has created, in my opinion, a bulk of the hitches we have heard um, in recording any successes or in even seeing any progress in this group. A lot of times, the people who should be supporting us, people who should uh, 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 catch our vision and then begin to find ways of helping us achieve our goals, they end up castigating all we do and all we stand for. So the entire the entire issue is a bit problematic in my opinion, because we would have no authority, um, we would have no backing uh, at whatever ACDA level, so long as people who should understand our cause and then support it are not willing to. For me, this is going to be my only observation. But I am actually happy that we are able to think of points like these ones um, our brother is raising. So going forward, I would suggest that we think of this first as a project that people who should be celebrating it amongst us consider with great suspicion. Maybe let me stop here in order not to bore you with so many so many so many points that may not be of interest to you. In fact, I may add, please. Actually, Levi and
Okay,
I
go ahead.
are involved in some of those subcommittees, especially organized by the Tyap Language Development Board. We know how we have had to struggle over some things that we should accomplish within just a short while. And then if a project that is recognized even by the Ogwat Tiap is going to suffer such abandonment, such is going to suffer from some people's low spirit. I, I wonder if the Tiap Wikimedians user group wouldn't suffer the same fate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Atiolizi. We appreciate you. You have made quite some point over there, and just as any other point, all of this will be put under consideration as well as review. Just for those who doesn't know, I don't know Atioli Bonat. I don't know if you know who Atioli Zandian is. Atioli Zandian is our assistant chairman of the board of trustees, as well as the content reviewer of the TAP language user group. So he
Oh,
is one of the key figure in the movement.
so
So thank you. So to Elizi, we appreciate you, sir. I don't know if there's another person who have a point to make.
Oh, okay. Can I
I don't know.
can I speak?
Okay. Anybody? Genesis, are you speaking?
Yes. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you, but your voice is a little faint. If you can be more audible.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can hear you now. Speak.
Okay. Let me just speak for those that can be able to hear me. So good evening,
Yeah, we
everyone.
can hear
Once
you now.
again,
Thank you.
I
Oh,
actually
good evening,
joined the
sir.
meeting a little bit late. It was actually because of one thing or the other here. So I was actually rushing to get to a location where I can be able to attend the meeting. So I want to appreciate all of you, especially the leadership here, and of course our August guest who is here, Mr. Bonat, for the time taken to be here. Uh, in line with all that have been discussed here, I think most of these things are things we have always highlighted, especially myself, especially starting from the aspect of media, which for those of us that we are around, the meeting we held before the Atiabland Wiki outreach, I observed with keen interest in how we can contribute or we can publicize this event through the media. I think exactly what I had in mind is what the August visitor has said. So, to just add it up to what he has said, the point of introducing Wikimedia into our basic schools, the primary and secondary, I think this is one thing the TAP Language Development Board, which is suffering abandonment by some individuals, has always desired to see if it could work. So, I think it has gotten to that time whereby we too will stand alongside with them to see how we can push this. In what sense? If actually, since they have been contemplating on how to go, and I think at some point curriculums were able to be produced on how ATIAP issues could be introduced into most of the schools we have. It will go a long way if we work with them by volunteering to be some of the teachers that will actually, although some of us are already teachers in various states and branches of the ATIAP people. So, but coming down to the basic schools, if we can take it upon ourselves to be teachers too, in that sense, I think we'll introduce Wikimedia and some of the topics and subjects that will be taught will come from us. So I think that is a very good point raised by actually Bonat. Then going to the branches, like he has said, um, the instance cited by actually Levy, the director, it was actually an impressive one. In what sense? I remember during the crisis time when I took some items home, I generated them from different people, including the people from Suleja that was rightly mentioned by our director. I personally went extra mile to Suleja to see how I could get some of these items I took home to the IDP camp. And not just the items with money. So it has shown that we have the desire to promote TIAP, or the people around those branches and states have the desire to see how they could show love to a TIAP. So if we are thinking of promoting the Wikimedia project into the states, I think acknowledging the fact that they have been so contributive to most of the cases in Atiap land will be one major thing that will draw the attention of many. Then from there, we can now introduce the point of acknowledging the influential personalities amidst them. Doing so, I think it will gladden their hearts, and they themselves will feel honored and will feel recognized by not just them within themselves, but the Atiab land entirely. So these are some of the things I think I want to just align with actually Bonat, and I think it will take us to a greater level. Thank you very much. Though I know some of these things are not actually being asked to us, the board of advisors. I don't know. Maybe it's simply because I'm the youngest among them and I am one of the most proactive persons.
Outspoken,
So I
yeah.
am seen like a usual person. I'm not seen as a advisor anymore. So that is why some of these points, if I highlight them, I don't know if they are neglected or their time is not yet right to be looked into. So, but with this, which actually Bonat has said, I want to sincerely thank him for bringing them. And it looks as if we spoke about them before he came. So thank you very much. Let me stop here.
All right, to the Genesis, thank you very much. You have also made quite a point. As you can see, our time is fast spent. This meeting was supposed to last for just 1 hour, but now we are exceeding. So we'll do whatsoever possible to make sure this meeting ends by 6:30. So meanwhile, before I say much, I would like to hand over the mic to the director because I believe he may have one or two to say. Sir Levy, over to you, sir, if you have.
Go ahead,
Thank
go
you,
ahead,
sir.
Oli. Okay. So, about the point that actually Nathaniel actually Juande actually Shan
Genesis.
spoke about Genesis spoke about. You see the issue starting with the one that actually Z spoke about. The issue with the TLD, I mean with the
Language
ACDA now.
development. Okay.
Yeah, the ACDA now is that, of course, you expect that when you see something being done by the TIAP language, Wikimedians user group, this is on building the TIAP people. and the language is supposed to be one of the points that the ACD is supposed to be handling. Just before I continue, this program is being recorded and I will share it even with the ACDA members. Let them hear what I'm going to say and what we have spoken.
Okay.
Now, when you go to the ACDA group, their national group, you expect to see things that have to do with their people, but you'll be seeing people posting things that have to do with politics. You'll be seeing things that are being posted there. They have nothing to do with their people. And you expect that when you see a group like our own, we are supposed to be, I don't know how to say it, but we expect more than you ever see. But you see these individuals or these people that are supposed to be like people who promote our effort. They keep on, even if you post anything, they just wipe. In fact, as soon as you are putting an announcement about our program, somebody's busy. Just go and carry something that has to do with politics and just post it there, so making your own irrelevant at the end of the day. So you see, this is kind of attitude that is quite unpatriotic about their people. And when you hear some people talking about their people are being this, about being that, I don't really see it as a lie, because it's practical. You see it every day. There's no patriotism in the behaviors of those who are supposed to be the Achechede Tiaba, so-called, or so to say. Achechede Tiaba is not all about you going to, beg for things. You are having politics that or you are having a programs that you go to beg, and go and come back. We'll never beg. This project is our own project. It's a language project that has to do with the Tiap people. And if we go to you as a Bandanga Tiap, or as a leader of their community, and you don't see the use of our project, please don't support us. That's it. Don't support us. But we are going to bring this program to you as a way of, you know, inclusion. Is about, inclusiveness, so to say. We're not, because I can see also that we are supposed to have formally introduced our group to the ACDA, but we have not done that. So I think that's a zero on our own part too. And hopefully we are going to make a written submission to the ACDA maybe sometime this year, and then also to the, of course, we have already introduced ourselves to the Tiap Language Development Board. So we'll continue to improve on our relationship with them, even though initially it was not smooth. That's the fact. We have been having, issues, based on misunderstanding of what we stand for. The project we are having is not about pushing our own personal, um, you know, personal
Interest.
goals. Yes, personal interest. It's about the people. And if these people don't see the good in what we are doing, about the sacrifice we are making, then I think it's a very big slap to the community. And you see, these are young people that are supposed to be using their time for something else, you know, using it for their own personal interests or their own personal things. There are many things to do with time, but these people devote their time to their language. And these elderly people, or most of these elderly people, see this work as, will I say, uh, like, is it, how do you see it, like an opposition, or somebody is challenging you negatively. I can't remember the particular word to use for it, but some of them are seen as our opponents. Yes, some of these people see us as opponents. So we leave our own works, we come to the Tiap language, which they are supposed to be supporting us, and they see us as opponents, and that's not good enough. And we hope that with time we'll continue to have better relationship with the TLDB. We'll continue to have better relationship with the ACDA. And when we're in Zaria,
we see that some representatives from the ACDA were present. We had actually QS Musa was present. We had Professor Lucius Bamaye was present. These were former leaders of the ACDA. They showed their support towards our initiative, and we also hope that with time also would have support from the incumbent, or rather, what we say, the leadership, the present leadership of the ACDA. And without saying so much, I'm going.
Okay, Charlie, thank you very much for what you've said. We honestly, I believe you are beginning to take the whole thing personal, which I understand. I'm about to off your mic already, but thank God you are working. You are working in the spirit.
No, it's supposed to
So
be said.
okay. So without wasting much of our time, honestly, we appreciate each and every contribution we have made here. So just as we said, we are doing everything possible to make sure we end this call um, by 6:30 on the dot. But before we go, I don't know if there's any other person. Totally, Bonat will actually crown it up later, but I don't want to know within the floor if there's any other person that have a contribution or something to add to it before we draw the curtain
Um,
for this call.
okay, maybe let me suggest that um, it will be necessary for us to continue to have this kind of meeting, because the more we meet, um, the likelier it becomes that we may brainstorm and then come up with better ways of executing some of these projects, our goals and plans. So I will advise that if this could be done like at the beginning and end of every month, or maybe once in a month, it could go a long way in helping us. Maybe next time if we are meeting, the notice should come earlier than that of today, because that may have affected the number of participants. Thank you.
So, Cholizi, thank you very much. Just before Choli Bonat will come on board, I would like to inform us that all the point that has been taken here, we are going to review each and every one of them, one after the other, in the hierarchy, and then by our next call, we are going to announce how things will be executed and which one should go based on priority. So I think that is that for all the points, so that we won't assume that whatsoever has been said here, there is no headway at the end. So we will review every point taken, and then at the end of it all, during our next call, we are going to pass the announcement, because this one is going to be like a community engagement going forward. So, actually, Bonat, we just have like 2 3 minutes. Maybe you can just utilize like 1 minute to just summarize if there's any other point you have to put down before we go. Tolly Bonat, are you there? Okay, let me call him a fight. Yep.
Okay,
Are you there?
it's okay. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So, in just a minute, I'd like to say let's make ourselves very relevant and show our projects to be well uh, receiving by people. Once it's just like a frog, and a chairman says, "Kaala kusambwarana sumo sokot." So
That's ugly.
yeah, so sometimes I take my project as a personal project, and then when it blows out, people identify with it and say, "Ah, that is a Tyap. Can we do that with Wikimedia? It will help us." Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. We
Well,
honestly appreciate you. Levy, your final thoughts
yeah.
before we go?
Well, I just want to appreciate all of us who have been present. and I hope that we can be able to have this meeting monthly, as actually Z suggested, and hopefully we hold the members of the ACDA and the members of the TLDB and make sure that they are here so that we can have this general discussion so that they are not left out of it. So, Ngwai Manyangom.
To, to zugwai but mu sarin kyana zu liyar jiyani, mu jukumu all everything that we have said here. We appreciate each and everyone. We thank you for all your time, and we hope that next call we are going to be more than this. And our secretary, please remember, we are going to have another maybe behind the curtain meeting as regard to this call, so that we will strategize to know how often this call will be coming. So, on behalf of the Tyap Wikimedia user group leadership, I would like to appreciate each and everyone again, once again, and thank you so very much for your time. And we look forward to meeting you again in our next meeting. So, thank you,
So,
and have
Ngwai,
a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
bye bye.
Bye bye.
Over no, bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, let's go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Wait, we didn't take a picture.
No, I took some
We didn't take a
pictures.
picture. Uh-huh.
Uh, okay.
Uh,
If we are still on the call, if we can on our camera, let's just take a quick picture
okay.
for those of us who are on the call.
Okay, at least I snapped one
You want
picture.
to see me?
Uh-huh.
Linda, I know Linda will always complain.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I'm outside.
Okay, there are four people now.
okay.
Okay. So who else will join us?
All right.
Okay.
So, thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
So why?
We appreciate. Genesis, bungang Genesis, Okay, so, Zugwai.